During the Amber Heard trial, a lot of professional journalists are very concerned with the fact that people were getting their information from TikTok videos and YouTube independent content creators rather than the authoritative sources. And they're very worried about the dangerous and harmful spread of misinformation. So in this video, I would like to show you a single picture which describes half of the reason why people are turning to TikTok videos and turning their backs to the more authoritative sources. Now, in this poll, and there are many like it, I'm pretty sure if you find your own, you're going to find similar numbers. There are a number of matters of interest on the left. And on the right, you have how much people give a shit about the particular interest, as well as the percentage of Republicans and Democrats. So when you look at COVID, you'll notice that Republicans don't give a shit about it anymore, and Democrats only care 3%. And only 3% of Democrats care about COVID. Then you go to inflation, 12% of Republicans care about it. Meanwhile, the Democrats either don't understand the concept or they're too rich to give a fuck. You know, maybe they invested in commodities. Who knows? But still, the number of Democrats is very low. Unemployment, people don't really care. Homelessness, oh, they start to care, especially the Democrats. 14% of Democrats now care about homelessness, right? Climate change, Republicans don't give a shit. Democrats, only 2%. Healthcare, Republicans don't give a shit. Democrats, only 2%. Racial inequality. Oh my God, this is probably going to have over 90% of the concern, right? Oh, only 4%? Only 4%. Okay, education. Now I know Democrats care about the education. 2%? Huh. Affordable housing. Oh, look, 20% of the Democrats care about affordable housing. That makes sense, you know. Maybe California is going to finally fix this issue, because it's 20%. The other 14 is about homelessness. I'm starting to witness a trend here. Crime. It's the sound of la police. Clearly, no one cares about crime, right? I mean, cops are evil, systemic racismus, cops are part of the systemic... Holy shit, look at it. 66% of Republicans care about crime, as well as 44% of the Democrats and 51% of the independent voters. So, with this in mind, I ask you, what do the authoritative sources constantly talk about? Do they talk about crime? No, not really. What they do talk about is racial inequality. This is like one of the main topics of discussion that you're going to hear on the authoritative news network. You're going to hear about climate change, and you're going to hear about COVID. In other words, it's like, what, like 6% of the population cares about these issues? I don't remember the last time I heard CNN talk about the homeless population. When they talk about crime, they just mention that it happens and they move on. And by the way, I don't think like the recent tragedy counts as crimes because, and by the way, I don't think the recent tragedy is in this poll. I mean, maybe there's a little overlap, but like when this poll was made, it was before the tragedy. So people are more worried about the safety of their own neighborhoods. Like they're afraid of going shopping without getting mugged. I think this is what they talk about crime, you know? They're afraid of opening a store and then having it burned down. So, imagine on my channel if I stop talking about what I'm talking now and I begin talking about, I don't know, Pokemon. Obviously, if I keep talking about Pokemon day in and day out, a lot of subscribers are going to tune out and they're going to go to my competitors, to the people that actually talk about the stuff that they care. I mean, the media can't force people to care about something if they legitimately do not. And this is what the authoritative forces fail to understand. It's like you keep losing subscribers because no one cares about the topics that you are bringing into question. So this is just half the reason. The other half of the reason is that you're lying to people. Okay, like when you look at crime and you support defunding the police. The level of lying is so astonishing that you are willing to put an image with a police station on fire and say, oh, it's mostly peaceful protests. And then you have people justifying why looting is okay and why all of this is normal. Why do you think people tune out then? When you are lying to this extent that it's so blatant, I just need to show a picture so that people know what I'm talking about. So all of these official authoritarian sources are concerned about issues that no one gives a single flying fuck about, man. I mean, look at the statistics and go and find other polls. I encourage you, okay? Do your own research. I know it's horrible to say this in 2022, but do your own research. And find whatever poll you want. You're going to see this trend happening. Like, people care more about crime than they care about climate change or they care about COVID. And I'm willing to bet people are going to start caring about climate change when their cost of living is going to go up, when they're going to realize that their standard of living is going down. Oh, then they're going to start caring about climate change, but not in the manner that you think. They're going to be like, who did this to us? Who the fuck did this to us? And they're going to be very upset when they find out. So then they'll start caring about climate change. But until then, no, like, they're going to continue caring about crime. And it makes sense, right? Like, if you don't feel safe when you go to the store, and feelings is important, okay? It doesn't matter if people are safe. It also matters if people feel safe. When you go to a store and you see everything locked down because the store owner just doesn't trust people to go into the store anymore without stealing shit, that gives you a feeling of discomfort. It's like you're in a prison. It's like you live in a society where people are this disconnected from civilization that you need to lock down things so that people can buy stuff, right? And this is due to the fact that the authoritarian forces have constantly said that, no, like, the criminal, he is a victim of society. The prison system is broken. It can't reform him. And when you say that the criminal is a victim of society, the society becomes the victim of the criminal. The person getting mugged isn't going to be, oh, I have a lot of compassion and understanding for the guy mugging me. You know, he probably had a bad childhood and he didn't have the lockdown. No, they're like, why the fuck is he mugging me? Fuck that guy. You know, I wish he goes to prison. And they're going to say, well, you know, at the end of the day, prison isn't a place to reform people. I mean, it's nice if it happens, but it's also a place to keep the muggers, like the people that want me harm, away from civilized society. Like, put them in a place where they can't hurt people. That's the mentality that normal people have, all right? Like, the purpose of the prison, the main purpose of the prison is punishment and making sure that the people who can't act civilized are being separated from the law-abiding citizen. So that you can walk on the street without getting mugged. So that you can go to a store without seeing that it's like a real-life prison. If you don't lock up criminals, you're going to lock up society. Let me know what you guys think, though, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.